Alright, I got some Black Ops 2 gameplay I'm going to show you now. I will put more Black Ops 2 gameplays up because I love the game. However, the disc had some minor scratching on it for whatever reason, and it would constantly freeze, so I have since disposed of that disc in an aggressive manner. What I plan to do over the duration of this video is talk about my future plans with my YouTube channel, as well as, you know, just some general news. Being a big sports guy, I'm going to talk about the whole Biogenesis issue, as well as maybe the Tim Hudson injury in baseball, if anybody saw that.
Domination.
I will not put a link in the description, however, for that, because it was gruesome, and seeing it once was enough for me. So anyways, let me get into the YouTube channel. Black Ops 2 gameplay is one of the games I will be putting up, hopefully frequently when I do get another copy of the game in my possession. I think it's a great game, I think it's fun, and I consider myself to be decent at it. So therefore, you know, I'll continue to play it. Right now, if anybody's seen any of my videos or following me along, you can see that I've done some Road to Glory on NCAA 14. I will continue with that, as well as Major League Baseball, the show 13, Road to the Show, which I may continue the series. However, it is a relatively long game as far as getting to the show, and that would require some extensive editing, and I'm not too keen on the editing program that I use right now, so that's still up in the air. But I gotta start in the realization of what it is it's gonna take for me to really jumpstart this YouTube channel, and if I got the dedication to do it or not. You may have just seen it a moment ago, I muted all the players. I do have the ability to do live commentary. However, for this particular gameplay, I chose not to. Therefore, I muted all of the other players so they didn't get any feedback coming from them, as you know, as we went through this this game of domination. So, without further ado, and let me continue on with what I discussed, I'd like to talk about the whole Biogenesis situation going on in Major League Baseball right now. For those of you unaware, there was this whole scandal that came out with a company out of Miami. That players were purchasing and using performance-enhancing drugs, mainly in Major League Baseball. Now, there was a report today that I've read that the person who came forward from Biogenesis, a former employee, Porter Fisher, he says there's more than just Major League Baseball players. There is NCAA, professional boxing, NBA, tennis, and mixed martial arts as well. So it'll be interesting to see moving forward if any of those names get released. So far, Major League Baseball is the only organization that's contacted him with what names he has and information that he has towards the players that, you know, may have used performance-enhancing drugs. Pardon me. Now, again, if you're not familiar with the story, Ryan Braun reached a deal with, I guess, Major League Baseball. He is going to serve a 65-game suspension the remainder of the season as part of, I guess, I would say like a plea bargain almost with them, you know, for his involvement in the Biogenesis situation. I think that 65 games is not enough given the situation a couple of years back where he had a urine sample that was mishandled supposedly, and therefore he got out of another steroid incident. He was awarded the MVP that year, and everybody took him for his word that he didn't cheat. Now this report comes out, this situation happens, and he's caught a second time. He's now going to serve a suspension. And the report I read said his teammates were happy that he got suspended because they were very upset that he lied to them. Well, I don't blame them. You know, he seemed like a stand-up guy, and Aaron Rodgers at the time also said he would bet, I believe, a year's salary that Ryan Braun was telling the truth. Well, push him to shove, he's not, as we find out, and now Major League Baseball has reached a deal with him for him to serve a suspension. I think it should be more than 65 games, given it was his second offense. And considering the fact that this whole situation with A-Rod, I think it could be a possible lifetime ban for A-Rod. I think the punishment for Ryan Braun has to be a little bit steeper. Again, I don't make these decisions, I just read the reports, offer my own opinions, and we'll have to see what comes from that. The whole A-Rod situation, to me, is a little bit I won't say trickier. However, I know there's been some reports that the Yankees are trying to void their contract with A-Rod because of his injuries and this whole performance-enhancing drug situation, and he's still owed $114 million over 5 years, if I'm correct. If Major League Baseball decides to serve A-Rod with a lifetime ban because he did get caught and admitted to using steroids in his 3 years with Texas, would A-Rod choose to retire from baseball so that he could get paid the remainder of his contract? This would be an interesting situation if that was to develop. And there's also, reports on both sides that the Yankees do want A-Rod back on the field. A-Rod wants to come back on the field. Did he really hurt his quad when he was rehabbing and said to come back? Are the Yankees really trying to delay his return to the field so they don't have to pay him money? It's a back and forth, push and shove type of battle, and so it's one story I'm going to continue to follow, especially if Major League Baseball sets a precedent and we have a lifetime ban. I don't see that happening, but I don't know the case they have against A-Rod in this Biogenesis situation. So something that I'm going to follow. I may talk about it in other videos as more reports and things come out, and more players, if they come forward and have more players. In 2011, when County won his appeal for his steroid situation, or Ryan Braun, I believe, won his steroid situation, whatever his appeal, Matt Kemp was the runner-up for MVP that year. He's now come forward and said that he believes Ryan Braun should have his MVP stripped from him because of this, this new occurrence. Therefore, he would be given the MVP. I don't necessarily believe that should happen. I mean, what happened in the past is in the past. He won his appeal that time. In that situation, he was awarded the MVP. Matt Kemp finished second. It is what it is. I think 2 years later, to strip somebody of their award and give it to somebody else is just a little bit too much, I guess. What happened in the past, we leave it. We have a new occurrence in the future. They handle it accordingly with the 65-game suspension, and whatnot. After that, I think they should just leave it at that. Matt Kemp had an MVP-type season that year, don't get me wrong. However, I think what's done is done, and he'll just continue to be the runner-up from that year, and that is what it is. Now, for those of you who know me, I work for the Binghamton Mets baseball organization, and there has been some reports recently of a player named Cesar Puello, I believe is his name, and he's having a fantastic season in Binghamton, but I guess there's reports that he, too, is a steroid user, but the only one, I guess, so far named in minor league baseball, I'm not sure, and I've read somewhere that their players who are cooperating in the minor leagues are more likely to get a lesser punishment than those who are not cooperating, and then he may be the first minor leaguer in this Biogenesis situation to be suspended. I don't know if I have all my facts correct on that. This is hearsay from what I've heard by word of mouth and maybe what I've read. So again, the type of year he's having and the type of year the team's having, if indeed he did use steroids and get caught, I don't know how that will affect Binghamton or affect other future minor leaguers, but again, it's something I'll monitor myself, and again, I may speak about it in future videos, I don't know. So, closing on the end of the video, you can see we had to play battle going on in domination. We were losing by just a few points, and I was trying my hardest to protect this, player to capture B, and I don't think we end up winning the game. I think we lose a close one, but I started to turn it on here at the end of the game. I was really having a rough start to this particular game of domination. I was getting very frustrated, but there, my lightning strike killed 3 right there, so I really started to turn it up, and I was rushing hard at B in the final minutes here because I see, we were losing, and B is a critical flag. We take B, we can win this thing, and I was fighting hard for it, and I don't think we ended up getting it, so I don't know. Also reading an article now about some discipline that the Yankees may serve to Alex Rodriguez, I guess on the side from what he's already going to get. he sought a second medical opinion on his strained quad, and I guess he didn't follow the baseball's collective bargaining agreement that they set in place for receiving second opinions. Therefore, the Yankees may choose to serve A-Rod with their own disciplinary actions for doing so. Now again, this is all going to tie into the fact that they are doing what they can to keep A-Rod from getting on the field. You know, trying to avoid his contract, trying not to pay him for this season. I mean, this whole Yankee A-Rod situation is becoming real ugly in my opinion, and it's almost to the point where, you know, it would be a mutual thing for both parties to just kind of split ways. The problem with that is the Yankees aren't going to pay him money for releasing him, and you're not going to find a team that's going to pick up that type of contract. I mean, 5 years, $114 million is outrageous for a player who's in his late 30s, and definitely is on the backside of his career, given the injuries he's had, the surgeries and stuff. And you can see there we lost this by 3. I think I don't even remember what I did as far as KD. So yeah, that's what I got to talk about today. That's what I had to say. There'll be more to come with this whole Biogenesis situation. You know, we'll have more videos up. Hopefully, I'll get some live commentary when I get Black Ops again. And you can see my interactions with my players. I may abuse some people. I don't know. We're just gonna have fun with it. Alright, like, favorite, tune into my channel, and you know, thanks for watching.